This podcast is brought to you by Hoare Chartered Accountants. Hoare Chartered Accountants are based in Galway City and are a leading provider of audit, accountancy and taxation services. For more information, visit hoarecharteredaccountants.ie. Along to the Maroon and White pod, so it's Leinster Senior Hurling Championship time. Galway make the trip down to Nolan Park on Saturday at 3:45 to take on Kilkenny in the opening round of the Leinster Senior Hurling Championship. I'm joined by Niall Healy to look ahead to Galway's Leinster Championship opener. Niall, haven't had you on the podcast this year. Overall in 2025, what have you made of the Galway Senior Hurlers?
It's probably a mixed batch really of the league really. The first day out was a disaster really. 12 points to Tipperary. Then the next day, in fairness, against Kilkenny down there was a great result to get a win down there. They brought back a few of the elder statesmen, we'll call them. But then again, the Clare game, I wouldn't have read much into the Clare game without there was only 3 or 4 of the Clare regulars playing. So I don't know, I'd kind of scratched that game. And then it was the Limerick game, was it? Or no, they bet Wexford then after that actually. Wexford then, they were lucky to beat Wexford. Wexford about 15, 16 wides. Then they were well bet by Limerick, well bet by Cork. I don't think it wasn't a great league campaign. You couldn't say it was. I know Micheál was kind of saying he was happy enough with the squad after the Cork game and stuff like that, but so I don't know, I'd say he was banging his head off the steering wheel coming home from Cork because try and pick a team, very hard to pick a team. No, young lads, loads of people got chances, but I don't think did anyone really put their hands up. I don't really think they did, but hopefully the last few weeks have gone well for them. I haven't heard a dicky bird about them, about how things are going or anything about it at all, which is probably a good sign. But hopefully the last few weeks have gone well for them and they've nailed down a few spots and they can give Saturday a rattle and see what happens.
It is the thing, I think, from the last 2 games, the Limerick and Cork games, even from a defensive perspective, probably was worrying the way Limerick and Cork were able to carve through us so easily.
Yeah, it definitely was worrying. Was it 12 points by Tipperary, 12 points by Cork, and 12 points by Limerick? It's a long time, since I think we've been getting consistent beatings kind of like that. I don't know, it was hard to figure out what system they were trying to play to as well. I wasn't at any of the games, I was watching them on the telly, but I know you'd see a lot more if you're at the game. But I don't know, do they need to pull a man back? Or I know lots of teams are bringing a corner forward out kind of as a spare man, but I don't know, is it serving a purpose? And I know you're leaving 2 minutes side, but would they be as well off just to pull a man back and let him put back behind the half back line, a sweeper or whatever you want to call it, a +1 maybe, and help out the backs that way and kind of work the system from there? But I don't know what system they were playing. I don't know. And look, hopefully there's something they'll have. I'm sure they've obviously worked on something for the last few weeks, and they'll have a plan going down to Nolan Park on Saturday. Hopefully it'll work out for them.
It wouldn't be something we're overly familiar with in Galway to play a sweeper, but do you think it might be time for it? Because from looking at the league, we conceded 10 goals, 133 points. We scored 8 goals and 115 points. So, we've conceded more than we've scored throughout the league.
Yeah, I know I've given out about sweepers in the past. I never liked the whole way about it. But in fairness to Davy Fitz, the time he was over Wexford and they won the Leinster, he won that with a sweeper, and he had it perfected. In fairness, I think, and the Tipperary, they played Tipperary in that semi-final. They were very unlucky not to win it playing with the sweeper. The sweeper doesn't have to stay back the whole time. You can attack, and even with a sweeper, I suppose your half back line can get forward more. It doesn't have to be ultra defensive. But I think it might help them just to give just an extra bit of security to the back. And Galway in a position now where they have to get a bit more consistent, and they have to be a bit more hard to beat, kind of, because it was too easy for Limerick and for Cork, like, and for Tip. So yeah, they have to get a bit more hard to beat, and I don't know, like, I don't know, I haven't a clue what Micheál or the boys would be thinking, but maybe it could be the way to go for Saturday, and see how you get on. But look, you can't just rock up to the first game and go with a sweeper if you haven't been practicing it. Like, it takes a bit of practice, but it could be something. If anyone, I'd imagine Clare on Sunday will be going with a sweeper, like, because you have to stop Cork for scoring goals, like. So I'd be very surprised if Clare don't do it on Sunday. But Galway is another thing. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Who would you think could play the role of a sweeper for Galway?
Who could play the role of a sweeper? Yeah, like, could you put Keenan Fahey back? Like, people probably think I'm mad, but Cathal Mannion would be brilliant at it too. Like,
Yeah.
if Cathal was got a bit of freedom, but then again, no one, I can't imagine anyone letting Cathal Mannion be a free role there behind her. Like, he could be picking off points, he could be supplying the boys inside. He could be taking puckouts from Derek or Ian or whoever's in it. Cathal Mannion would be he would be a great lad in it, but I couldn't see that happening. Keenan Fahey, maybe. Keenan
Would
Fahey.
Sean and be someone?
Sean Annan, I don't know. I think Sean Annan's best role, like, we've seen it down the Gaelic grounds a couple of years ago when he
Mm.
man marched Noel McGrath. Like, that's kind of the role I'd see Sean Annan doing if it had to be done. I think he's a very good man marker. As being a sweeper, I don't think his use of the ball would be good enough. Or he'd be more suited to a man marking job, like, a more physical kind of a job. I wouldn't be giving him, like, you need a lad to be able to spray a ball, kind of like I think Keenan or whoever would be.
Yeah, yeah, like you need the use of like a person there to be comfortable on the ball and have a good distribution to play there. It is interesting to see will they go down that direction. The big thing from the league is they've had that 5 week break now to fix a lot of these things and work on a lot of these things.
Yeah, like, yeah, and I think they probably needed it. I don't even know if they got to play a challenge game or anything. I haven't heard a bit about them, but I know they got away to Johnson House for a few days, like, which was good. Like, they got, I think, from Thursday to Sunday. I'm sure they got oceans of work done there. And look, the boys are no Dawes, like Joe Franny and Mihal, and the boys they'll have a power of work done, like, and I'm sure they will be well prepped for, like, first Saturday. But just, I suppose they're just going to have to meet Kilkenny. Kilkenny aren't the best Kilkenny team we've seen in a while now, but they're still, they're going to come 100 miles an hour. They're going to empty the tank, every one of them. Galway's just going to have to. They're going to have to just try and match the work rate of Kilkenny lads, and hopefully the hurling might take them through then. But if they don't meet Kilkenny head on as regards work rate, it might sound old school, but if it's just going to have to match Kilkenny and more work rate, and if that will keep them in the game. But if they don't, they could get a hiding, like, if they don't match Kilkenny's work rate, like.
I was looking back through the previous meetings ago at Kilkenny. Hard to believe we've never lost to Kilkenny in the round robin system throughout the round robin series when it's come to a Leinster final since it's come in. We don't have that many wins against them when it comes to Leinster finals. It just shows how tight these meetings have been when it came to go in Kilkenny since the round robin series has been introduced.
Yeah, in fairness, it's a fair set now not to have lost Kilkenny in any of the group stages. I know we've lost a few Leinster finals, but I can't imagine. I don't remember any of them being. There wasn't much in any of the Leinster finals either. In fairness, like, Chicago don't fear playing Kilkenny either. Even in that league game after getting the hammering by Tipperary, I half fancied Galway to get a result down in Nolan Park. Whatever it is, like, Kilkenny aren't the team what they used to be. Like, they're well beatable, and I give Galway a chance on Saturday. Like, as regards, just as I said, like, as regards winning All Ireland, I don't think we're not there. Like, but I give Galway a chance beating Kilkenny any day. But playing a Cork or a Limerick, I don't. I would. That's a different story. But I definitely give them a chance of beating Kilkenny on Saturday. Like, it's just Kilkenny are. they'll give you everything, but they're lacking quality in a lot of areas, I think, as well. Like,
And especially when you consider Mihal's record against him, I remember even his last year in 2019, they had to go down to Nolan Park to get a result to stay in the championship. They went down and won. Now, the game after that obviously didn't go too well, lost in Dublin to Parnell Park, but even Mihal and this management team record is fairly good when they've been involved with Galway.
yeah, yeah. In fairness, I remember actually being down at that game in 2019. Yeah, it was a cracking game. Conor Whelan was flying that day. Colin Mannion was as well. If I remember right, TJ was flying for Kilkenny. But yeah, like I said, I'm sure that they'll be Mihal and the boys will be going down. They'll be full of confidence going down on Saturday, and hopefully they just get a performance out of the boys and they can take something from it. Because if they don't, if Galway don't get a performance on Saturday and then short turnaround to heading to Tullamore like the following week, and that's one you wouldn't be looking forward to having to go down to Tullamore, probably a full house full of Offaly, and they'll be fancying their chances as well. Like, but look, they just have to focus on Saturday first anyway, and try and get a performance to see where it takes them.
Last week on the pod, Niall, myself and Craig Lally predicted the team that we think will start against Kilkenny. I'm just going to list it out here and see do you agree or disagree with it. So the team we went with was Derek Fahy in goals, full back line, Jack Grealish, Dahi Burke, Darren Morrissey, half back line, Porrick Mannion, Gavin Lee, Fintan Burke, midfield, Keenan Fahy and Tom Monaghan, half forward line of Rory Burke, Cathal Mannion, Tiernan Killeen, and inside Brian Kincannon, Conor Whelan, and Declan McLaughlin. What do you think of that team?
Yeah, sure. It's very hard. I couldn't really comment because the league was so up and down. Like, there was no, as I said, like I said, Mihal was just scratching. The boys were scratching their head after the Cork game, wondering what. There was no. Most teams would know their team after the last round of the league, like the championship being so close. I'd say Galway hadn't a clue with their team. I don't know where I'd start. Fair enough, yeah, Derek will be in goal, I'd imagine. He did well in the league. Dahi'd be full back if he's fit. Like, yeah, Darren Morrissey, I'll be cornerback, I'm sure. Jack Grealish, I don't know. He didn't see much of the league. I think they're going to have to throw in a few bolters, we'll call them, is it?
Yeah. Now, maybe in fairness, the one positive, Joshua Ryan's performance against Cork was probably the biggest positive.
Yeah, I'd imagine if Joshua Ryan went well in the last few weeks. I know it was only one league game he
Yeah.
played, but geez, I'd be giving him the benefit of the doubt. Like, he was the one bright spark from the Cork game. In fairness to him, like, and as you said, it's only one game, but maybe if he went well in the last few weeks, I'd be leaving him there. Like, he's a young lad and he's eager, and I'd be going with him. In fairness to him, like, he looked very good. He was Mark and Horgan, wasn't he?
Yeah. And there was something different about him, I think, too, compared to maybe some of our other backs like that. He just
Yeah,
seems
because
to
I
have
hadn't
something
I
different.
hadn't I hadn't seen much of him, to be honest. I'd seen him playing with Bridge up in the forwards
Yeah.
last year, but he's well able to play up there as well. In fairness, but yeah, he looked very good. Like, so maybe he might start. Like, I think there will be a few. I think there will be a few lads. I think there'll be a few surprises in the team. Like, I think. 'Cause look, Mihal has gone in there. Like, for he's going to. Is it a 3 year deal he's on, or like, I don't know? Can you stay persistent with the older boys? In fairness, they've a lot given. Like, they've a lot of miles on the clock. Like, Mihal has to be thinking about next year and the year after as well. Like, so what's he going to do? Like, stick with the older boys and try and get something out of the year, or it's just realise he has to throw a few of the younger lads in and persist with them and just give them a bit of confidence and bring them on for the years ahead as well.
The half back line, like Porrick Mannion and Gavin Lee were consistent. Now, maybe the reason we put Finton there is because he can match with that physical player, but he didn't play there either, so he mightn't play in the half back line throughout the league. Like if you look at the other players, there's been Shane Morgan, there's been Michael Garvey, there's been TJ Brennan. Like there's been a lot of players in and out of the team in that number 7 jersey then in particular.
Yeah, yeah, there has, like, yeah, Shane Morgan is a good bit of stuff. Like, it's really good for Loughrea in the half back line. Like, I know he struggled a bit against Cork with the physicality. It was a Dalton that evening, but yeah, he could be another lad. Like, like, would you ever push Darren Morrissey out to wing back and put Morgan cornerback? I don't know. Finton, yeah, like Finton will be grand on a like Finton has done great jobs there on Hegarty. Like if I remember correctly, there in a couple of the
Yeah,
semi-finals out wing back. Do you know, or Finton will be fine even fullback, and if it's TJ that's in there, Finton will be fine. Obviously, like Finton, the last game Finton played, he didn't play against Cork. Like Shane O'Brien,
played
right?
against
Shane
Limerick. Yeah, Shane O'Brien.
Shane O'Brien gave Finton plenty of problems that day, and you'd imagine Finton would have been able. Maybe there's something wrong that even I don't know. But like I'd have no if Finton was going in full back and Dahi out in the wing. If it was TJ that was in there, I'd have no worries about Finton then. But yeah, it's could be horses for courses maybe. Like Finton might be wing back if who's the wing forward? John Donnelly, yeah, John Donnelly.
Yeah,
Finton
if your
Finton be
man
good name.
from Kerry too, Fiona McAsee. Like,
Maxi, yeah, Finton be fine on him as well. Like it'd be Finton then you just might be worried if he was marking Mossy Keown, might have the legs on him or they're just gonna have to get the matchups right if they go with Finton wing back or full back.
Keenan and Tom midfield, would you say?
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Like in fairness, the two of them, they worked fairly well during the league. I know they're good buddies as well. Like they'd be tight enough. I'm sure they'd have plenty chats about it during the week and stuff like that. Yeah, I'd imagine the two of them would be midfield. Like David Burke, I don't know what his story is. I think he picked up an injury against Limerick that evening, so I don't know how good or bad that is at the minute. But I'm sure he'll be thereabouts as well. Like he might hopefully be able to come on and finish out the game or something like that for
Yeah,
midfield.
they obviously have Ronan Glenn, Sean
Rowan
Lennon.
Glennon's back into it, yeah. Sean
Yeah,
Lennon, yeah. There's they've plenty of options, I suppose, for midfield. Yeah, Glennon might be another lad that could start at wing back. You wouldn't know.
yeah. From playing club hurling with Tom, is his best position midfield, do you think?
Yeah, midfield, centre forward, kind of like yeah. He kind of needs to be involved in the game the whole time. Maybe he might feel lacking a bit of patience or something. Like I sometimes I said about at the club I'd love to see him in full forward line with a bit of space, but he wouldn't have the patience that you put him in and he'd be out then after 30 seconds. But yeah, midfield is his best spot. Like for Galway anyway, especially I think he's midfield. I'd have him midfield or if he's not midfield, maybe centre forward. If not there, I'd have him like as an impact sub. Really, I think that's his best role is midfield. Like so, in fairness to him, like he's had a good league campaign and his confidence is up, and I'm sure he'll be fine in midfield. He has like he's great engine, great legs, great pace, and he complements Keenan well. Like as well, I think what maybe Keenan might sit a bit more, let Tom attack more, but they need to work that out between themselves. I'm sure Michal now will have given them plenty advice on what to do there. But yeah, midfield for definitely for Tom. Yeah.
It is the thing, even if we're not going to play a sweeper, we kind of need to get the midfielder that will sit back more, even when a team's attacking against us. Because you talked that night about Shane O'Brien on Finton, like there wasn't much Finton could do with the quality of ball. Even Limerick were delivering in the space in front of him that night.
Yeah, like is that coming down? Like is your half back line getting sucked out? Is there lack of communication between the full back line and a half back line, or is your half hour line in not working hard enough to stop the supply of ball coming in? Yeah, because in fairness, like if you're playing Limerick or the likes there, the Limerick live off the perfect ball going into the full forward line to Galan and O'Brien and these lads in there. So is your half hour line do they need to up the work rate and stop that ball coming out too easy? And your midfielders and let your half back line sit back a bit more and give the protection to the full back line. So I don't know, is there lack of communication from the full back line to the half back line, or the half hour line just not working hard enough? So that's something they'll just have to work it out themselves. You need a half hour line now that's just crazy fit and mad for work and mad for road, like kind of.
It was the point I was making last week. If I had Roy Burke in the team to play Kilkenny and Tiernan Killeen other wing, but even a player I know you worked with him at club level, Oisin Lohan, I think they're the sort of players we need to start getting into this team at wing forward because they're explosive and they'll do that role, as you say, up and down all day long.
Yeah, in fairness to them, yeah, Oisin, yeah, I think Oisin is the last I heard. I think he's off the panel at the minute. He got a bad hand injury. I'm not.
Okay,
I
so he's
don't.
not
I'm
on
not.
it at all
Not
now.
100% on that now either.
Okay.
But yeah, he got a bad hand injury after the tip game. So unfortunately for him, I think he's missed a good bit lately. So I don't know. I don't know where he's at the minute now. But yeah, Oisin is crazy fit. Like he is crazy fit. in fairness to him, and his hurling has improved now a lot. In fairness to him as well, he's obviously worked a lot on it. Looked decent against Tipperary. He's probably no more than Joshua Ryan against Cork. Like Oisin was probably the only bright spark from the Tip game, but unfortunately picked up the injury and now he's out of action. But I'm sure that look, he's young. There'll be plenty of opportunities for him in the future. I'm sure he'll get another crack at it. Like, but yeah, they need to probably work with the likes of him because look, they have to just take a punt on someone new like him. He's kind of came out of nowhere really. I know he did a bit with the 20s, but he looked to have really came on like he was going well in challenge games. He went very well in the challenge game down in Clare as well. There during January, like so. Yeah, look, he'll get another crack at it. Hopefully, he'll stick at it. No doubt he will.
Yeah, I'm surprised now to hear that because thought he was definitely one of the bright sparks against Tipperary in that defeat because it wasn't a great day that to say the least. But would you go with Rory Burke then and Tiernan on the wings?
Yeah, Tiernan, in fairness, had a decent league campaign as well. Like he did a lot of good things. Rory, yeah, Rory, like wing forward, in fairness, did okay against Cork as well. Like, look, you probably do have to go with these lads. Yeah, maybe he could be on the freeze as well. Rory, in fairness, I don't know. Is it a big ask? But I don't think it'll phase him either. He hit the freeze very well the last day against Offaly. This is a different story now. But yeah, he could. Yeah, I'd have no fear in him. And look, as I said, they just have to throw out these lads and see how they get on.
Carl Mannion then at 11. If you look at it, well, that's if you agree there. Carl Mannion at 11 was who we picked. Then we went inside Brian Cannon, Conor Whelan, and Declan McLaughlin. Probably one of the main reasons to go with Declan McLaughlin was he gave Mikey Butler a lot of trouble in the league game earlier this year in Nolan Park.
Yeah, in fairness, like he's an eye for goal as well, Declan. Yeah, he got through that day, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you'd have Declan, you'd have Kevin Cooney, sure Conor Cooney would be thereabouts, like, and I don't know, we haven't a clue what's gone on the last few weeks, like we don't know, like, maybe Aaron Nyland could be burning up a train as well, you wouldn't know, like he could see time, you just don't know. Brian McCannon, like, league campaign didn't go great for him, I suppose, but look, he's done well in the past, like he likes playing against Kilkenny too, I think, like, he always does fairly well against Kilkenny in fairness to him. He'll be thereabouts. Yeah, I'm sure. Kevin Cooney, how's he going? League wasn't great for him again, but only coming back from injury, I'm sure. Like the last few weeks now could have brought him on a ton now as well. Um, who else is being around there now?
Evan Island.
Evan, yeah. Jeez, in fairness, I, I don't know. Do they fancy Evan now? Really, the management, like I just thought he didn't get much chance during the league, did he? Really,
No.
he
What do
played
you
against
think there?
Clare. He played
Because
against Clare, and yeah, he had 2 points from play, got in the first half, scored the freeze, and they whipped him off fairly early in the second half. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe like are they just trying to work on other parts of his game? Probably needs to work a bit harder. Does he get the tackle count up? Maybe I don't know. But yeah, they just don't. They don't seem to. I don't think he'll be in there now unless I don't know.
what
Going
do
on
you
league,
think?
if you're reading that for the league, I don't think Evan will be in there. But look, we'll know more Saturday.
What do you think there? Because you've been a free taker obviously in the past. Are you still along the lines that you need your 95% free taker in a team regardless?
You do. Sure, you look at Cork, like with Horgan, like he doesn't miss. TJ is not going to miss. They might miss one. It's very rare you see them missing two. Like obviously Gillan, Limerick, Clare, McCarthy's a brilliant free taker. Like you need an Evan. Evan is a brilliant free taker as well. Like, and in fairness to Conor Cooney, if Conor Cooney starts, I'd be putting him on the freeze. Like I know he's had his ups and downs there with Galway free taker, but like in fairness to Thomas, it's incredible what he's done with Thomas. Like and the freeze he scores and like the pressure freeze he nails. Like, but Conor, yeah, just needs to. Like he still has it all. Like he's still big, strong, fast. Like if Connor starts, I'd be giving him the freeze. But yeah, you need your free. I know it's a hard one because Connor has missed fairly easy freeze there for the last couple of years with Galway as well. But it's a hard one, and like Evan probably doesn't miss them. He's probably Evan as a free taker is probably up there with Horgan and the boys. But are you getting enough out of him from play? Then it's look, it's a hard one to call. I don't know. maybe neither of them starts and Rory starts and takes frees, and maybe that goes well. We could have a new kid on the block for taking frees. Then like you don't know. Look, Aaron Ireland will be champion at the bit as well, an excellent free taker as well. I don't know what Clare and Bridge are going to do in this year. Like it's going to be a fair battle between the two boys who's taking the frees, because they're both excellent free takers in fairness, Aaron and Evan. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see Saturday who is going to be on them and what the team is going to be. It's going to be interesting to see, right?
Is that a bad thing though, having uncertainty around your free ticket?
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's not a great thing, really. Like
Yeah.
like at this stage, like we're heading into the first round of the championship, like nobody knows who's going to be taking the frees. Like as I've said before, like everyone knows who takes the frees for Limerick, who takes the frees for Cork, who takes the frees for Kilkenny. Should be nailed on. Like, but it's just the situation we're in. It's not. And look, as I said, like the last 4 weeks would have told a lot of what's going to happen in regards to free taker, I suppose.
If we were to look at this Kilkenny game as a whole, some people have regarded this week that maybe it might maybe follow the common theme of going Kilkenny games, and it might be a bit flat and might go down to the wire, and they'll play each other out because they know they'll beat later in the year. Do you see it as a game like that, or do you see it as a game where Galway have to put down a marker this weekend?
Oh, I think Galway has to put down a marker. Like this, you seen it last year in the first round. Like it was a desperate bad game inside the stadium. Like finished out a draw. I think Kilkenny were missing two or three of the better lads that day, if I remember right. And
Yeah.
you see what happened then. Like Galway went on then to probably have their worst year like since the '90s, maybe in last year. Like I think Galway they need performance. Like whether they win it or not, they need a really good performance where they're all working hard and come away from it saying, "Geez, that was good." Like whether they win it or not isn't the most important thing on Saturday, but they really need to get a performance for it. It's just where they're just doing the basic stuff right, like where they're working really hard and they're fighting for each other. And I think give the public just something positive to see, like because like they haven't seen it in the league, haven't seen it last year, like so they just need to go down and with all guns blazing and go hell for leather for it, like. And I don't think they're not in a position to be shadowboxing, like they need to go for it, like, and get a performance and then to let the result take care of itself.
Particularly from an attack point of view. Like, wouldn't it be great to see this weekend the forward line explode and go after goals? Because even there's no point in saying otherwise. Like we have been a team that struggled with goals as well over the last number of years.
We have, yeah, like even for the year they won the All Ireland, like we didn't score too many goals. Yeah, like the goals are kind of a lot of the goals over the last few years are probably coming through a lot through Johnny Lynn. Like he's obviously not there. We don't have anyone like him there now. He can launch a ball in top and he'll catch it and lay it off. Um, yeah, goals are hard to come by. Like in fairness to Whelan, like he hasn't got going in the league either. If we're going to get goals, they're probably going to have to come through him. Hopefully, he can get a better supply of ball. Whether he's not making the runs or the right runs or the ball isn't coming in, I don't know. Like it's just everyone's kind of on about it. Like when Whelan gets on the ball, there's always two lads around him. He has to work so hard to get a score. But I don't know. As I said, I don't know. Is that down to him not making the right runs, or is it the supply of ball? But you imagine if we're going to get goals on Sunday, like or on Saturday, he's going to have a big part to play in that. Whether he's scoring them or winning the ball and laying it off, it'll. We just need to probably get a quicker supply of ball into him and working off him. Then, like, and look, in fairness to him, he will 90% of the time he's going to win the ball, but you need to get lads coming at him quicker, like, so he can lay it off and create the overlap that way.
On Kilkenny, safe to say a mixed enough league campaign. First day, I suppose a good result for them. But then struggled really, got a result against Wexford, but after that struggled throughout the league, and then actually produced a really impressive performance against Limerick on the last day, winning by 9 points at home. So kind of hard to know where they're at too.
Yeah, yeah, fairly similar to Galway. Like, I know they got the win against Limerick was a massive result. Whatever Limerick were at that day, like, do yeah, Kilkenny. Like as I said, they're like I think they're. You know what you're going to get with them. Like they're going to give everything. Like they have the Kilkenny mentality. Like that they go out and they will fight and they will die with their boots on. Like they will give everything. They will empty the tank. but I just think they're lacking quality kind of in a few spots compared to like what they're used to. Like, they haven't been next to near in All Ireland. Well, a few years ago, right, they ran Limerick close enough to but like
Yeah.
it's 10 years since they've won All Ireland. Like, they're lacking a bit of quality down there, I think. But yeah, Galway could. I don't think there won't be a whole lot in it Saturday. Like, the two teams kind of they have to finish in the league, and neither of them kind of know where they're at really. Like, so come 5:30 on Saturday evening, we'll obviously know a lot more of which of them is going in the right direction and the wrong direction. But look, it's very hard to tell anything after two of them after the two league campaigns. It's very hard to tell which way things are going to go.
Two players that obviously didn't have to enter out the league, Owen Cody and Adrian Mullen.
Yeah, yeah. There's rumours. Cody was sick with pneumonia there lately enough. Like, so you don't know what sort of state he's going to be in. Yeah, and I don't know what Mullen's injury was. We didn't see him throughout the league at all. Like,
I think
so.
it was a hand, if I'm not wrong. And then they didn't have Mikey Carey and David Blanchfield because they got obviously to sending offs in that tip game where they finished. Was it with,
Oh yeah,
yeah, so it was a 13 men, yeah, I think it was. So they didn't have them two, so they'll obviously have them two back for the weekend now as well.
yeah. Well, like Cody and Mullen are massive for them. Like, geez,
Yeah.
if they didn't have Cody or Mullen, like, and you'd have to really fancy Galway, but you don't know what's going on in the Galway camp either. Like, is Dahi fit, or is like there's a couple of rumours going around, but yeah, they could cancel each other out that way if Cody's not playing or if Dahi's not playing. Like, it'll be still 50-50. But geez, yeah, if Cody and Mullen aren't playing though, like, geez, you'd have to really fancy your chances because obviously Massey Keown a decent league, but he's kind of done that. He's had good league campaigns, then he goes in and out for the championship. But you'd wonder where Kilkenny going to get the scores if Mullen and Cody aren't playing. Obviously TJ's there, like, but TJ's coming nearly 37, is it now? Like, so they can't be relying on him anymore. Like, he'd score his frees, and he'd be still dangerous in around the edge of the square. But without Cody and Mullen, like, it's hard to see where Kilkenny will get their scores. But look, I'm sure they'll be playing. I'm sure they'll be playing Saturday, but we'll have to wait and see.
Mossy Keown is definitely going to be someone that we're going to have to keep an eye on. 7 points from play against Limerick in that last league game.
Yeah, 7 points to play, was it? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's definitely going to have to take watching, I suppose. Yeah, he's an elusive kind of player, right? Like, he's all over the place. Like, but if you get a lad like maybe that could be a job for Sean and Ann, like, stick to him. Like, I don't think if you got a lad just forget about the ball, run around after Massey Keown, I don't think he's going to do a whole lot. Could be a job for someone like Sean and Ann would be capable of doing that. But look, I don't know. We don't know what's going on in the last 4 weeks. But I just think, yeah, you have to keep tabs on Massey Keown. Like, and I don't think if he was marched really tightly, I don't think you'd have to worry too much about him after that.
Yeah, he was the main threat inside. TJ got 10 in that game in the league final. Most of those scores coming from frees. As I mentioned earlier on, Maxia will definitely be someone we'll have to keep an eye on. He got four from play in that game. But John Donnelly on the other wing he has been probably one of Kilkenny's most consistent performers over the last few years.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about him there actually. Yeah, sure. He was very lucky not to get an All Star last year as well. In fairness to him, like, yeah, he was really good from there against Dublin. He was really good all year, even against Clare in semi final. Yeah, yeah. Donnelly needs to keep tabs on Donnelly as well. That's probably be Pádraig Mannion picking up him, I'd imagine, if he's on the wing. Um, yeah, just needs to go tight on him, not try his best not to give him any space, and not be too worried about getting on the ball himself. Like, as a defender, your job is like number one job is to defend and stop them from getting on the ball and stop them from scoring. So not be too worried about getting on the ball yourself. You're worried about stopping him. That's your number one job as a defender, I think.
You mentioned Kilkenny's work rate, and it can never be questioned. But the two players they have in midfield at the minute, Keane Kenny and Jordan Malloy, two of them are just they're excellent at getting in or around the breaks, particularly that loose ball. The two of them are nearly very similar players as well.
So the two boys will have, yeah. Kenny's he kind of goes centre forward. He moves out a bit, like, he's
Yeah.
kind of all over the place. But yeah, he's hot and cold as well. I think Kenny. Yeah, you could see the four midfielders. It could be a shootout between the four midfielders on Saturday as well, because I suppose the four of them like to get forward. Malloy, in fairness, will have take a score. Kenny is like, and you have Tom and Keenan well able to take a score. So yeah, you could see a lot of point score from midfield on Saturday. But look, yeah, they don't want to forget about picking up each other either. Like, so it'll be interesting to see.
Like you mentioned Connor Whelan when you're just thinking of him there, like the thing we're really hoping for a big performance from him. But if you look back through previous meetings, like Hugh Lawler has always did a decent job on him.
Yeah, in fairness, Lawler is a tough defender. Like, yeah, and yeah, our goal has just been is just like, maybe are they going to try something different with Whelan? Maybe bring him to centre forward, or bring him to corner forward, and if Lawler wants to get out, bring Lawler out of fullback, like, because yeah, Lawler probably will pick him up. Has done well, as you've said. Like, yeah, Lawler is a really good defender. Like, in fairness to me, like, he's very strong, he's very fast. Like, and when fairness to Whelan has the attributes as well. Like, but it'll be a fair battle between them again. Like, if that it is, but maybe Whelan should just take him out full back maybe, and see what happens. Like, go to the wing, go to centre, move around a bit. Don't stand up in beside him. Like.
It's when you mention it and you're talking there even about matchups and different bits. Like neither side from their league campaigns, like I know Kilkenny have obviously had massive success when it comes to Leinster, but neither side are in a position this weekend to hold back.
No, no, I don't think so. Like, really, Kilkenny maybe more so than Galway. Like they've obviously won the last few Leinsters, okay, and they'll be confident of getting back there again. But yeah, I don't think so. Like, Kilkenny at the end of the year, like, or at the end of the day, they only drew Carlow last year as well. Like, I know they went on after that, okay, and they won their Leinster and they did rattle Clare in the semi final. But no, I think the Kilkenny public are getting a bit anxious now as well. Like, it's 10 years since an All Ireland. It's a famine down there really, and yeah, whoever loses on Saturday, like, we will be under massive pressure. I don't know who Kilkenny have in the second game, but like, whoever loses is under big pressure straight away. Like, so I'd imagine both teams will be going hammer and tongs for it on Saturday evening. Like, and as we said last year, was a bit of shadow boxing. Kilkenny didn't start a few lads, but no, this it's different now. Like, after both of them having two very average league campaigns, like, neither of them wants to be getting bet on Saturday. Like, being loaded with pressure, then again straight away having to go again a week after. Like, so I think it's a really important game. Like, and whoever wins it will be in a great position. Like, whoever loses it is in for a tough couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm just looking here now at the pictures. Kilkenny actually make the trip to Corrigan Park. Um,
Oh, is it up to Dave? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So they'll be heading up to Davy for that one. That's where they go after this weekend. We also play Offaly and Dublin play Wexford. Quick turnaround, like even for Galway, they'll go to Offaly Saturday week in Tullamore at 6:30 for that game. So you consider it is a really quick turnaround. Overall, Niall, do you think we can go to Kilkenny and get the job done, or how do you see this one playing out on Saturday?
Yeah, as I've said, I'm kind of repeating myself now. But, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Galway go down and do get a win. Like, it's like, the well, as you said, having been beat by Kilkenny in the group stages, like, and like, I don't think there's nothing major to be majorly worried about this Kilkenny team either. Like, I don't think they should be really fearing them. Like, they know they're going to be met head on with massive aggression and intensity from Kilkenny. They have to match that. Like, and as regards quality of hurlers, like, there's nothing between the two teams. I don't think. Like, so, like, yeah, they, like, Galway just have to, as I've said, just need to meet them head on with work rate, intensity, and see where that takes you. Like, so I wouldn't be surprised if Galway get a win Saturday night. Hopefully they do. Like, and hopefully it's a good game and it's just a good performance. And like, they're definitely capable of it. Like, but it's just time will tell. It's just so hard to tell where they are
Yeah.
from last year and the poor league campaign, and just it's very hard to tell where they are at the minute. Like, but still, I wouldn't be overly feared in Kilkenny either. Like.
Who are your three teams to come out of Leinster this year?
Three teams to come out of Leinster, yeah. Like, it's not that easy pick either. Like, Wexford, I think are going to be all right, like, as well, because they seem to have a good manager there, key roster. They seem to be really playing for him, and like, that's going to be a tough game. Whoever plays Wexford, like Kilkenny, yeah, Kilkenny. Kilkenny, you imagine Kilkenny are going to come out like, oh, okay, Galway, it's just, you don't know. Like, didn't, they were miles off it last year. Do you know, you'd hope to God Galway will come out. Like, I'd imagine they will, like, if they, with the boys over them, like, and I'd imagine they will come out. So you'll have Galway, then Wexford, Dublin, like, it's, like, Offaly will give someone a scare too, like, do you know, in Tullamore. But, like, Offaly, I think will rattle someone. Like, it's because they're coming there with a couple of good under 20 teams, and they've a nice few coming, and so Offaly, like, they will cause an upset or two, I'd be sure. Like, but look, I'll go Kilkenny, Galway, and Wexford, would say.
Yeah. Do you think Munster is like everyone's saying, Clare, Cork, Limerick?
Yeah, yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, you'll have Cork and Limerick, definitely. Clare, I don't know, are they going to be able to back it up from last year? Look, I know the league has gone terrible for them as well. Like, relegated. Like, say what you want about All Ireland champions coming in, they definitely didn't want to be getting relegated out of the league. And look, a lot will hinge on Shane O'Donnell getting back, if he gets back or not. Waterford, there's nothing been said about Waterford. Like, either, like, they could, like, Waterford drew with Clare last year, like, didn't they? Down Innis,
No, they
or
didn't.
was
Do
it,
you
it was a
remember?
point? Was it a
Yeah,
point in it?
point. Yeah, yeah.
Do you know, like, Waterford aren't that bad either. Like, Tip had a good league campaign to the final. Like, I don't know about Tip either. I don't know about Tip.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's a hard one to call. It's a hard one to call. If Clare get their act together, yeah, it'll probably will be Clare, but there's going to be so much twists and turns in that Munster Championship now as well. Like, do you know, like, Waterford are going to win a game somewhere. Do you know? I
Particularly
think,
in Walls Park as well. It's a tough place to go, like.
yeah, like, it's a tight pitch, like, and they have great support down there, in fairness as well. Like, so, yeah, it's going to be very interesting, that Munster Championship. Like, Tip, you just don't know where Tip are right now either, after the hammering they got there in the league final. But yeah, it's been a tough 2 weeks for Liam Cahill there now. Like, tough turnaround. Like, and Limerick comes third on Sunday. Yeah, jeez, I don't know. I don't see them win that game anyway. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. If I may have to make a call on it, I'd probably go with Clare, but it won't be that straightforward, I don't think, to be the third team.
It is the thing that, like, go aren't at that level of a Limerick or Cork yet at this stage of the year. But, like, it is crazy too because, like, if you consider Galway can be at the same stage, if they go the direct route and they win a Leinster Championship here, they are going to be in an All Ireland semi final, the same as one of those teams from Munster. And I know it's hard to think that now, but like, it will put them in a good position if they can go all out and win the Leinster title here.
Sorry, my phone is about to die here. Um, yeah, like, it's not beyond the realms of possibility, like, of winning a Leinster. Like, it's definitely, it's possible. Like, and if that was to happen, like, you're into an All Ireland semi final where anything can happen. But, like, at this minute, I couldn't see Galway beating a Cork or a Limerick at this moment in time. But look, there's a long time between now and an All Ireland semi final. God knows what will happen between now and then. But yeah, look, they just have to focus on Kilkenny now for Saturday and take it game by game and see what happens, see where it takes them. But if it was, like, it would be great to get a crowd, get the public back supporting them again, and get on a run, get a good run going. But look, the supporters will just feed off what they see on Saturday. Like, if Galway go down and get a good performance where everyone knows they're trying their best and they empty the tanks, and look, I'm sure that people will jump on the bandwagon then and get behind them. But it all starts Saturday. Like, a lot, we're going know a lot more after Saturday, really.
Just just briefly, Niall, your brother Fergal obviously into the second year over the 20s. They've made a good start. Obviously, they're gone straight into the Leinster semi-final at break now. But things are looking good for the under 20 so far this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into that Laughley game. No, it wasn't a 10 point game. Like, and I was just saying coming out, like, geez, if you meet Offaly there again in a Leinster final, if they do, like, it'd be a game now. It'd be weird, very wary about, like, but look, obviously they have to get over Leinster semi final first. Like, they got caught last year in the Leinster semi final. So look, I hope they've learned from that, and I'm sure they're training very hard now for the next couple of weeks. And they'll be ready for a semi-final. Hopefully they can stay injury free, unlike last year, and give it a good crack. Like because yeah, it's a very important competition for Galway now. Under 20, I think like it's something that could really. I know they've gone about developing players and getting them to senior, but it's one I really feel they could win it now. Like it's 2011 since we won that, I think.
Yeah.
But he won't like me putting a bit of pressure on them now. But I think they really could do it winning that now, like just to get a bit of hope back again, like and get the Galway hurling public going again. Like they need, like, could really do it, win it, like But
Yeah,
look,
because we've been seeing what the 20s did for Offaly last year when it, and then they
yeah,
transformed them into the seniors. It's
yeah,
huge.
and look, they'd be well capable of it, like, but they just need to have learned from past experiences, like, and I'm sure that they have, and that's Dublin Leinster semi final, like, will be in the back of their minds, like when they're heading to a Leinster semi final, again in 3 weeks' time. But yeah, hopefully things will go all right for them, and they can keep everyone fit and well, and have a good crack at it.
The structure of the team overall too is even Joanna Donlan at centre half back's looking really good. Graduated from the minors, Brian Callanan. You take the five seniors like, and even some of the players who haven't played yet for the 20s, even the likes of Connor Dolphin, who's been really good for Mullya, hasn't featured yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Like overall strength and depth in that squad is looking fairly good at the minute.
Yeah, in fairness, it is. Yeah, and Trayers is out. Like he might be back. If they progress, you might get him back as well. Yeah, Dolphin, really good player as well. Yeah, he's come into it, and there's a few more. Like and yeah, like they have a good squad. Like and they have plenty of forwards as well. In fairness to them, like even the last day, Rory and Aaron were obviously the two main players, but they did fine. Like, but they weren't over relying on the two of them either. Like, so which is good sign for the days ahead. Yeah,
Just as well, the minors begin their Leinster Championship campaign against Dublin on Sunday, up in Parnell Park as well for that one. It's had actually Kenneth on the podcast there. It's probably about 2 weeks ago now at this stage, but he was even saying with that minor squad, they have a good bulk of the players who were there last year, and we seen how close the minors ran Tipperary last year.
yeah, yeah. Like he said that I think there's 12 or 13 of them available again. So I don't know a whole lot about them, but looks it's very rare you don't get a bad minor team and go. Like they're always going to be there or thereabouts. Like so. Yeah, they're in Parnell Park on Sunday, so hopefully that'll go well and get the whole thing rolling. Like, it's great now. It's really heading into a great, exciting time now for hurling again, with which everything getting going with minors, 20s, and seniors. So that's exciting few weeks ahead. Like, and hopefully things can just go well and be positive, and we'll have a good few weeks.
Yeah, for anyone who wants to know any more there about the miners, if you listen back to our episode with Kenneth Burke, he goes into detail there about their hopes and aims for the year. But that's all we do have time for on our podcast this evening. Thanks a million tonight for coming on.
Thanks a million.